Hello students, the next concept from module 1 is data center environment. Data center environments, as we have seen in the terms in the introduction part in the previous video. The first one is the application. Application is a computer program, right? That provides the logic for computing the operation. Application is a computer program, as you are aware of, it can be a software. What it provides? It provides the interface or as well as the logic for computing operations. Then we have the next as the database management system or DBMS. Database management is a structured way or to store the data in a logically organized tables that are interrelated data to be stored. A database is a structured way to store data in a logically organized tables that are interrelated. A database helps to optimize the storage and retrieval of the data, right? It controls the creation, maintenance, and the use of the database, which you have studied in the previous semester. Recall the concept of DBMS, right? It is used to organize the data, isn't it? Structured data is stored with the help of the database management system, right? Next is the host or the computer. Next, the host should have the operating system to perform the necessary operations, right? A computer should have a OS, right? Then memory is must, hard disk is must, device drivers are required, isn't it? Right? We'll continue the discussion in the next video. Hello students. Next concept in information storage and management, that is the storage area network. It's about the file system. File, you know the meaning of file, I hope. A file is a collection of related records or data stored as a unit with the same name, right? A set of data which is stored as a single unit and the unit has got a same name, which normally we call as a file name. The file system is a hierarchy of file. Hierarchy of file is called as file system. Again, a basic thing. File system is different from OS version, one OS version to another OS. The file system which enables easy access to data file residing within a disk drive, a disk partition, or logical volume. These are all can be easily done with the help of the file system. Logical voluming can be done. The file system organizes the data in a structured hierarchical manner via use of the directories. So this is important. Via use of the directories, file system will be organized hierarchically. So they will be having a directory, subdirectory, and so on. So different file systems are listed here. FAT32, FAT stands for file allocation table for Windows. This is FAT32 for Windows. NTFS for Windows. Once again we have anti-file system. UFS for Unix platform. ext2 or 3 extended file system, that is for Linux. A file system also includes the metadata, that is the information about the data, like super block, inode number, and so on. Such type of information will be stored in the file system. A super block contains important information about the file system, such as the file system type, creation and modification of date, size, and layout. Just go through these explanations and all the basic things what you have already studied. The file system block is the smallest unit allocated for storing data. Smallest unit is called as file system block. Smallest unit allocated for storing data. One diagram is given here. So this is the diagram of file system. User creates the file, creates as well as manages. Manages stands for copy or update or delete, whatever. User creates or manages the file. The files are resides in file system. Step number 2 you can see. Step number 3, these files are mapped onto the disk. File system block they are called as. Step number 4, logical volume manager, LVM, logical volume manager will that is LVM will plays a role of organizing the data logically, mapping onto the physical devices. Next is mapping onto the common device or physical device, existing device. Finally, aligning the or identification of the disk sector over the physical disk. They are all mapping function. Step number 3 onwards till step number 6, all are called as mapping. Logical mapping to physical mapping. That's it. Very simple thing. A file system tree starts with the root directory. As you are aware of the meaning of trees, it starts with the topmost node, which is called as root or root directory here in the file system. Then non-journaling and journaling file system we have. So file system can be either journaling or non-journaling. Non-journaling file system cause a potential loss of files because they use separate right to update their data and metadata. Separate IO operation to be performed, different IO operation to be performed for updation of the data as well as metadata for non-journaling file system, whereas in case of journaling file system, common read or write operation which updates the data as well as metadata information, which is called as journaling file system. So it uses a separate area called as log or journal. Okay, log file or journal file. This journal might contain all the data to be written or just metadata to be updated. So either the data will be updated or the metadata information will be updated as per this, as per the requirement. Next is the compute virtualization. Uh, Compute virtualization is a technique for making you can you will be studying about the virtual thing, that is virtualization concept in the next module as well. So just go through the basic description. Compute virtualization is a technique for masking or abstracting the physical hardware from the operating system. So physical hardware will be hardware specification will be hidden from the virtual machine. The physical hardware specification will be hidden from um, the physical hardware from the operating system. Masking of physical hardware from the operating system.